Hey guys, I'm Izzy Willis. I'm the 2018 Australian AeroPress Champion, and after my experience at Worlds last year, I'm here to tell you exactly why you should enter the AeroPress competitions. So the first thing I think is to challenge yourself. It's a great way to refine your skills as a barista and to do a bit of palate development, learn how to use a coffee you might have otherwise not touched, and learn how to really get the best out of an AeroPress. The beauty of an AeroPress in my mind is that you can use it 100 different ways. And by competing, you really gives yourself a reason to test all those ways out. Another really cool thing about the AeroPress comp is you're using a coffee that you may have never used before. So you're challenging your skills as a barista to write a recipe to work with a coffee that you might not be super familiar with. It's also super accessible. Everybody owns an AeroPress, or you can buy an AeroPress for next to no money at all. I can honestly say that my experience at Worlds was the best 2 days of my entire existence. There's no questions about that. You are in this community of beautiful, like-minded people. Everybody there is there for the same reason. We're all there, so we're a bunch of massive nerds that absolutely love coffee. I was interacting with people that I would not have otherwise had the chance to meet. And it was such just a wonderful and warm community. Day one at Worlds, they loaded us into a bus. We went to a beautiful barefoot bowls club. I was drinking beer with people from across the world, talking about coffee, talking about beer, talking about our experiences in different countries. And I really felt that I was part of something bigger than myself. It was incredible. The people that I met there, I will be friends with for the rest of my life. I don't doubt that at all. Day two, competition itself was surreal. When you're standing on the stage in front of, it's like over 1,500 people. Everybody's cheering you on. They don't care what country you're from. They don't care, like, you pass or anything, they just care that you're there and they're proud of you and you're up there to make some freaking delicious coffee. I felt like I was, part of something bigger, and everybody was just so supportive. There was free beers, everybody was dancing. It was just really fun. And I guess for me, that's the coolest thing about AeroPress is that it is fun. You go to a competition, any competition, you're there, you're hanging out with your mates, you're making some beautiful coffee that you're really proud of, you're drinking some sick brews, having a dance, a little bit silly. It's just bucket loads of fun. It's competition for people who don't consider themselves to be competition baristas. So there's 3 different levels of competition. You've got regionals, which are happening anywhere you are. Last year there was 105 different regional competitions across the globe. So chances are you can find one near you. Next up, you have your nationals. And then after that, you've got your worlds. Every different level, it feels different. So I'm lucky enough to compete at every level now, which is terrifying. Regionals was a lot more laid back. Generally, you're gonna have your mates there, people that you know, people from your local community. I found my experience with the regionals being more like hanging out at a mate's house and getting on the yards and drinking some brews. Nationals was a different level altogether. For me, it was a chance to meet my friends who live in different states. Being part of this global coffee community, you've got friends everywhere. So nationals is a really cool chance to catch up with people that you might not have seen in a little while. Same thing, to sling back some beers, make some delicious coffee that you're really proud of, and just get on the yarns, get on the chats, have a boogie. It's always really fun and it's always really silly. Worlds was something else. I definitely felt the pressure at Worlds. You know, I'm there, I was representing Australia. That's kind of huge. That being said, it didn't lose that kind of element of fun to it. Pretty much all the photos and videos of the competition, everybody is smiling. Everybody is smiling because similarly, we're there, we're hanging out with our friends. We just happen to be competing in the middle of it. I would describe Worlds last year as a 2-day party, basically. It was a 2-day party that happened to have a coffee competition smack bang in the middle of it. It was incredible. And I encourage absolutely everybody to at least give it a shot, even if it's just there for the silliness and to hang out with your mates. Everybody can enter the AeroPress comps. You have just as much chance as anybody else is winning. As long as you're confident in your palate and you made the coffee you like to drink, then there's no reason you can't win. So AeroPress actually started with just a couple of mates, Tim and Tim, who decided to have a competition themselves. If there's no regional near you, then there's no reason you can't hold your own one. So if you're not a barista, there is no reason that you can't enter the AeroPress competitions. It's definitely still a competition for you. AeroPress is a great home brewing device. The majority of people that I know use the AeroPress at home. I take mine camping all the time, you know? You don't need fancy brewing equipment. You don't need to have a huge backlog of information. You just need to know how to make your coffee taste good. And you need to know how to make the coffee you like to drink. So if you're not a barista, who cares? You've probably got a better palate than half of us. There is definitely no reason you can't enter.